Welcome to Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. Hi, look at it. We're all live. Hi, MJ. Hi, all. Nice to see you. I've replaced my coffee and tea with a soda water today. So it's coffee, tea, and soda water today. I've had like 12 soda waters because my parents are in town and like 12 coffees this morning. My folks are in town. And what we do is we sit around in the morning because you see each other 3-4 times a year, right? They live on the left coast and they get here. And much like every European family, rite of passage is you sit down and you have coffee for 4 hours in the morning.
I was just saying, I agree with you, man. And I miss that. I miss that because now everybody's on social media. Everybody's like, on their phones, computers. And it's like, you sit down now before you sit down at a dinner table, and everybody's talking, what'd you do today? Who did you meet? And that is, I think, one of the biggest things that technology has really screwed up our society as a whole, by basically, taking away that interaction because now we don't speak. I mean, I literally have been to dinner tables and at people's houses where they're sitting at the table and texting each other.
Like texting each other instead of talking, they're texting each other at the table.
Yeah, they're at the table. They're just, and I'm like, I would turn around. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's easy that way. You know what I mean? Like, and say, hey, pass the salt. Like, like,
ding. Oh, here's the salt.
Here's the salt. Thank you. I mean, look, AI and all of this technology and all of this I think is incredible. I think it's something that we definitely as a society need and grow and all of it. It's part of the evaluation. But I think it's coming too quick.
We could get back to some fucking human interaction anytime soon is what you're saying, right?
Well, that's the whole thing. I think it's being pushed on too quick. I think this techno oligarchy and especially what Trump's doing right now, I think that, just like with the nuclear arms race where we need to pull the reins back and we don't need such nuclear power. I mean, to go to such a degree, just like with AI and technology. I mean, yes, can governments and work on all of this stuff? Absolutely. But there has to be, like even what we're seeing happen in Australia right now, they're putting a ban on kids having
social media under 716, not allowed to have an account.
And that's an incredible conversation because me and my wife, I mean, probably the number one argument we have with our kids is getting off electronics. I will shit you not. That's the number one. It's constantly, get them off electronics, get off the phone, let's talk, and let's go outside and do something and play, go get off, and it's constantly get off electronics. And it's not so much, because me and my wife had these conversations because I sometimes, will stand back and I say, you know what? It's part of life, like I didn't deal with the electronics and look at me, like I feel like an idiot right now. I don't know how to download something and I feel like, and
you can't code, you can't keep up. Yeah, we feel like less than every time we get our kids to do stuff for us.
Correct. Yeah. So it's part of society. You don't want them to be behind the 8 ball and weird and different. So you want them, but it's the shit that they're listening to and watching. I mean, there's literally, and I will shit you not, like my 7-year-old who we argue with every day is because there's this new thing they watch. It's called brain rot. Like literally brain rot. Like it's some, I don't even know.
Is it a YouTube channel or is it just a social media account?
It's a YouTube channel. It's this new, it's like, they have like the 6-7 and they have this, all this, so it's this brain rot.
Oh yeah, 6-7, that's where it came from. Yeah.
Something like this. So roadblocks. And I mean, it's just, there's so much going on with that, I definitely think, there has to be an age limit. I'm saying to you, and it has to be overall because you can't live in a society where you tell your 5-year-old, oh, I'm not going to give you an iPad or a phone to go on where everybody around her or is on an iPad or iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
it's like, then you're on privilege and she's behind and then she's out of place and now she can't hang out.
She's got nothing to talk to about her friends. She can't talk about social media stuff. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, but if no 5-year-old was allowed on the iPhone or no 5-year-old was supposed to be on technology and instead, just think about the crazy thing, folks. When you walk into, and this is like I always bug out. We walk into have dinner or lunch, and they always give you the kids menu. And with the kids menu, they give you crayons and they give you like a little coloring board. And I remember as a kid, this is what we would get. We would come
Get so
in there.
excited. Sometimes you get a toy
So
too,
excited.
right? Yes.
Right, yeah. And you would get in there and you'd sit down, and while your parents were looking at ordering, you would be
Color the shit out of the placemat. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You would be
Doing
doing all the,
mazes and
yeah, you're doing all the
crosswords.
stuff.
Yes.
Now they still give it to you, but it's funny. We walk in there, I see all the kids throwing it out, putting their laptop, I mean iPads on right away. It's like it's everybody
Yeah.
around. It's the same thing. It's not like you can't even imagine it. It's like you're watching the whole restaurant, and it's like the parents are sitting there complaining. The kids are all on there. What's on? And and I think we definitely need to be able to, and that's hopefully once part of what we're doing. I mean, folks, part of what we're talking about here is part of getting our democracy back.
Yeah.
Because right now we should have people in Congress talking about setting up proper rules, proper ways of how our country should be running. Instead, we got fools and idiots that are on power hungry trips like Johnson that are literally culturalized by Trump, that are more worried about, sending pizzas to a senator or because they don't want to vote on their re-election bid, or threatening them. I mean, this is the shit that's going on, and it's really, really, really crazy. Like to see that this is the world we're living, and it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Well, you can too, Lev. I mean, you bring up such a fucking great point, and it's not just about the kids, right? The kids are just kind of repeating the sins and the actions of their parents, right? And you can literally take a pencil, draw a direct line from propaganda from the Trump administration, and the addiction every adult in North America has to their phone, to information, to that rush of dopamine they get when they get a notification, where their brains are being filled with brain rot. For kids, it's a TV show and the number 67 and Baby Shark and all that other shit. But for adults, it's gaslighting, propaganda, lies, misinformation, disinformation, that continually gets fed into the psyche of every individual who gets that rush every time they grab their phone, right? And we talk about all the things, and we're going to get to a bunch of different stuff, and we want to hear from you today as well. Everybody, that's the point of Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. If you want to weigh in on the AI stuff, how you're dealing with your kids. But you get left behind unless you are in this game, and we have to be able to understand what we're talking about. We have to be able to read breaking news. With kids, it's very different, but they're being conditioned through stuff like TikTok. And to your point, they can't leave it any more than we can. They can't get away from it any more than we can. And really, that's sort of the danger that we live in today, right? Because, like yesterday, we're going to get to Ukraine in just a second, but yesterday, these pictures that came out about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, which kind of blew the cover off the idea that he's never met the guy, never had anything to do with him, and never rode on his plane. And I was rabid on my phone yesterday for like 6 hours, trying to find as many pictures, trying to inform myself, trying to look at it, because it's right here. It's so super simple, right? It's really, really easy. And for a kid, it's distracting. But where we get into trouble is we've got people like you and I who go, okay, we understand that there's going to be some kind of social benefit for this kid to be on this screen. And if you look at other cultures, specifically Asian cultures, they're mandating screen time for kids, mandating them to stay on their Apple products, their iPads, their screens. They're mandating it because they want them to be completely fluid when it comes to this digital life that we're living in, right? So, and there's a bunch of schools of thought, but to your point, I mean, it is crazy when you do what you and I do, and we've got this memory of a phone on the wall that's got a fucking cord on it, right? Yeah, we've got this. No one had a straight pipe into our brains all the time. So when we sit down and we actually talk to people, there's this feeling of nostalgia for guys like you and I, where we know that we've connected with people. That younger generation is going to have a very, very difficult time connecting physically with individuals because they don't really have to anymore. They don't have to.
Well, that's why you're seeing the results that we're seeing. That's why we're seeing this is all, it's not just one thing why our country is the way it is. It's because of a combination. And, this TikToks, the social media, this was it's a way of brainwashing. It's a way of
And
brainwashing,
dehumanizing interaction
dehumanizing
completely.
not only kids, but like you said, ourselves also.
Yeah.
We're all on our phones. We're all on our electronics nonstop, and nobody is already, and it's part of getting us into a place where, again, and that's why I'll take us back to where it all begins. It's always what type, it's what are you really seeing? It's the information that's being brought to you, the disinformation. That's why the fight that we're having here constantly on Substack and other places is we're fighting disinformation because they're using these platforms to be able to brainwash our kids, to brainwash our society, to brainwash, to be able to go out there and lie and say like nothing's wrong. Don't worry about that. You just went and spent $100 because you bought some eggs, bread, and some cold cuts. It's all good. Prices are down. Gas is down. And not here. Oh, it's $3 where you are. It's okay. Somewhere in the country, it's $1.99.
Inflation's
Don't worry
down.
about it.
Everything's great. Country's on fire.
Life is great. Beautiful. Look at me. Look, we're throwing a party, or a great Gatsby party right now. Look at all the people. I got all these billionaires, millionaires. They're having fun. Don't you? What are you talking about? This is, they live in their own bubble, but this has always been like that. I don't know why people get so, maybe people are amazed because a lot of us did not live through the history of, like, yes, I might have not lived through a lot of the history, but I lived through my parents, my grandparents, through growing up at a young age in that society where, I understood and I saw people that were, dictatorship take over control and how people had to fight to get away from it. And then that's why it's for me to watch how we are so quickly and easily almost slipped into it. And that's why I say almost slipped into it, because I truly feel that right now we're in a totally different position. I think right now we're in a very much, from 2 months ago. I'll tell you, I think the day, that there's a couple of days everybody's gonna remember, like, remember September 11th. We remember all these major days in history. In our history, there's gonna be some days. There's gonna be July 6th was the day they tried to cover up the Epstein file and shut it down, which started this whole thing. It's gonna be November 4th, 2025 is when the people came out and really showed and put Trump on his heels. Because prior to that, no matter what, the Democrats could do nothing, absolutely nothing, to be able to go on the offense. But what took us on the offense was not the Democratic leadership; it was the people's voices coming out and voting and coming out and showing in strength and sweeping. That put him on the heels. Then, with the outpour of the Epstein switch from all the Republicans coming out and voting and pushing it through, all of this has since then he's been in a reactive manner, not a proactive manner. And as you could see, that's where the mistakes happen. Just like I reported over the week a couple of days ago. Now you got Susie Wiles, Russell Vaughn, and them want to get him on the trail, on the campaign trail. We're going to see Donald Trump now going out there campaigning like it's 2028,
which is not a good idea if you saw the last Pennsylvania tryst.
That's another thing. They're going back and forth because when they saw how he came out about affordability, and they said, because look, they see the numbers, they see the ratings, they know what's going on, they speak to what's going on. So let me say this to
but by the way, real quick, and everybody go read Lev's latest piece on this about the panic in the White House, because you detail it really well. You talk about what they're really scared about, and I want you to get into it. But I also wanted to tell everybody, go subscribe to Lev Remembers right now and read his latest piece on this, because we're going to get into it now. And if you got questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Feel free to DM us both as well. We'll bring you up at some point in time. This is driven by you. The purpose of Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. But please go ahead. What is that panic? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, before we get to the panic, let's just go over a little ground rules for everybody, because we have a lot of new people here that joining us. So this way everybody knows exactly how we're going to, and we're fine tuning it because we're trying to get more and more interaction with you guys and less just me and Dean talking, because we talk all the time and it's important for us to give you the information, but it's also important. This is your time, especially for the paid subscribers that support us so hard, to be able to come up and talk. So we're going to do another maybe 10 minutes of updates. We're going to give you a quick updates on what's going on the past week. And then we're going to bring up, we have Alexander's up here with us. I see he joined us. Alexander has some breaking news straight, because today was major part of what we'll talk about, attacks on Ukraine. We also have one of our subscribers we're going to bring up. You've seen him here before, Cheech. Cheech is going to Ukraine and wants to say a couple of words. We also are going to bring up Fran. She's been up here, wants to come up quickly, say a couple of words. We also have Stephanie is going to come up and say a couple of words that I have already put in the link. We will try to keep it, guys. When you come up and go live, let's keep it to maybe 90 minutes, 90 seconds. I mean, 2 minutes. Statement, question. Because what I'd like to do is try to bring up as many of you as you can. Meanwhile, Dean is right now looking through all the questions you guys are putting up, and he's gonna pick out 3-4 questions that you have. So the way we'll do it is 10 more minutes of follow up. Then we're gonna get Alexander up here with some breaking news from Ukraine, and then we'll start bringing you guys up as answering questions and just having a wonderful day, and hopefully getting everybody on the right head for the weekend and getting some energy for the week ahead of us. So let's get into
Dude, you're getting good at this. You're going to be a broadcaster at some point. I hope you know that. You're really fucking good at this.
My wife laughs, and my kids look at me sometimes like I'm sitting here and they'll be standing right across me in the mirror, and they'll be like laughing in the window, like, I can't believe Dad.
Look at my dad.
This is Dad. Like, you know,
oh no, dude, you crushed it. You crushed it. You got the preamble. You got the sell. Ludmila, your beautiful sister is here as well. Anybody, if you want to get in, make sure you leave those chats. Hi, everybody. Thank you. You're our family. We do this every Saturday, Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. So this is all about you. Let's just wrap up that 10-minute kind of context, or
one more, quickly before we go. So we have 2 projects that we are raising money for right now, just to let everybody know. In the process, Ludmila and others are going to be putting GoFundMe's, like you see one just went up. That's a GoFundMe for Ukraine. So for the first 20 minutes of the show, I'd like for everybody to keep spreading the Ukrainian GoFundMe, because part of what we're going to discuss is how we're going to help and how we could and how we are helping. And there's a special video I'm going to be putting out later today of Alex's trip to Donetsk. And guys, I watched it today and I cried 3 times. So you're definitely going to want to watch it. And not only did I cry because of what was happening, but of literally how we're helping, how our community, Voice from Ukraine, Dean Blundell, Zev Shalev, and all of us together,
that have donated.
Yeah, all of you subscribers that have donated to be able to happen. And with the next few weeks coming up, we're going to make a push. So for the first 20 minutes, please spread the GoFundMe. Then towards the end, we're going to get back to our mission to save our democracy, and we'll talk a little bit about that, which we're going to be talking about another. And I'll give you guys an update on where we are, what we're doing, what the next steps are. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. So keep spreading the GoFundMe, and also keep spreading levpttp.proton.me. That's our emergency hotline for volunteers. For those of you that contribute and want to be able also have skills and other things that you could do, please email us. For those that are asking how, email us. We have around over 80, I think, or 80 or 90 volunteers already, and we're growing nonstop. It's incredible. Part of it is to do it now, because come January, it's on, folks. It's going to be our time to take them out. We're going on the offense really hard. So let's get into the I think that's an update.
That takes care of the nuts and the bolts of what we're trying to do, because we're trying to activate, we're trying to help, we're trying to put sanitary napkins and different things that the people on the front lines that are fighting for democracy in Ukraine for the rest of the free world right now. And so I'm really glad you set that table. Please go and donate to both the media GoFundMe and of course the Ukraine GoFundMe. You can always subscribe. Lev remembers Dean Blundell. That's deanblundell.substack.com. But let me just kind of get to let's set the table a little bit, because I want to get to a couple of things. One, massive incursion in Ukraine. I want to get to that when we bring up Alex, but I want to really kind of center on a very, very, very bad Friday that Donald Trump had. these Epstein Files pictures that came from the estate House Oversight Committee. The Dems leaked 19 pictures, 95,000 different documents,
Yep.
but these 19 pictures have shook the White House yet again on another terrible fucking Friday. And I love the Dems. You know, I hate what I can't stand how ineffectual they've been. So the fact that they're just crushing him on consecutive Fridays. And yesterday, Rep. Garcia said, by the way, we have some really damaging sexual pictures that we're going to be putting up next that are disturbing for people. Wanted to get your thoughts on it, what's going on in the White House and where the ketchup stains will be this morning, because that was awful. Even yesterday, Donald Trump was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He was asked about it. He takes pictures of a lot of people. Next question. Like, he is on the effing run, dude.
I mean, he answered that question the same exact way he answered when they asked him about me. He said, I take pictures of a lot of people. I take pictures with you, he says. Like, look how many pictures I take with you. And that's when the attorneys started blasting him with thousands of pictures of me and him like this and like this and like that. Same thing here. It's like, I take pictures. Yeah, you take pictures with a lot of people, but not with underage girls. Not with, you know, I mean, listen, you know, this is a really, really serious and sick, perverted issue that, you know, that is also combined with also national power grab issue, also combined with what we're seeing. There's so many, and I keep saying it, that the Epstein cover-up, and the Epstein is the biggest cover-up in the United States history. It might be in world history, because the links and the dots, just think about the things we're connecting every day, the links to Israel, the links to Russia, the links to other powerful people. And again, I don't care, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and we say that from day one. You guys know that. They all need to go down. Whoever it is, I don't care who it is. They need to go down for the pedophilia, for the sex trafficking, for the, you know, the cover-ups. Even people, see, what some people say, well, you know, I didn't actually do it, but you covered it up. You knew about it. You allowed it to happen. That's just as bad. And that's what people need to understand, that knowing and being, and that's what is called an accomplice. You know, if I stand there and know you're going to go rape or shoot somebody, and I watch it and I allow it to happen, how does that make me a better person? What does that mean?
If I've seen pictures of it, if I've got documentation of it, and I sit on it for years because I might write a book about it, you're just as fucking guilty. Yes, yes.
Exactly. And we know who we're talking about there. And the other thing is, all of these people, you see, you saw some of those pictures, like Clinton and Woody Allen and Ben, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Gates.
This is Gates. Yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg. This is what society needs to understand, that this is what powerful men in the 80s and 90s did. This was what society see when the Me Too movement hit, and we went after Weinstein and some guys like that. That was just a tip of the iceberg. Also, I mean, you know, there was just so much more slime bags that, you know, treated women and through the years, that it was like their property, that it was okay. That when the 2000s hit, a lot of them tried to cover it up. When society started changing, they tried to cover up what they did. And that's what Trump is trying to do with the Epstein, to protect, like he said to Marjorie Greene, well, a lot of good people are going to get hurt, because, like, you know, this was like accepted. But the other thing is, you see in Trump's world that he has never changed. That's the other thing I write about in my book, about how, you know, Rudy and all of them, when you would sit around them on at the table after they had some drinks and cigars, you would see the racism come out. You would see, like, they would forget that I'm Jewish and talk about Jews like they were, you know, or, you know, blacks or Hispanics, or, you know, you would never see minorities around us. If you take a look at all my picture, I got thousands of pictures, and I got that, like, you'll see it's it's the same group of powerful white individuals, you know, that powerful, you know, group. So listen, right now they're in a panic of not what came out, but what is still, you know,
yet to
there
come
that
out.
might
I
come
mean,
out.
it's not just and
Well,
and listen, I want to kind of back that up a little bit if I can, Lev, because you bring up a couple of things. One is this excuse that Donald Trump seems to be trying to farm right now with a bunch of his friends who are also accomplices in a decades-long sex trafficking pedophile ring that belonged to Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Is that that was I go back to this excuse, locker room talk. That's how things happened back then. You can't penalize someone for who they were back then. That was perfectly acceptable back then. But what a lot of people don't really kind of understand when they hear that excuse is that pedophilia was never acceptable. Taking the innocence of a child or a young woman or abusing that woman was never acceptable. And to your point, you and I are friends with a lot of different people because we're of the same vintage. We're both in our early 50s. We're from that time where I remember sitting in those rooms. This is 30 years ago, right? Sitting in those rooms, objectifying women, racial jokes, racial conversations.
yeah,
But to your
yeah.
point, those guys never fucking grew up. They never they continued to be those people. And listen, it's
But it
there's no
wasn't. But it wasn't just women, Dean. And I'm sorry to. It was also
yeah.
about gay rights. Think about it. 30 years ago, I mean, before AIDS and everything came out, it was about it's the same group of people and they. This is why they think about how Donald Trump talks about the transsexual community, LGBTQ community. It's because that's where it all came from. Women's rights, all in the 80s and 90s. They were
Mhm.
all, even different minorities like the black, the brown, the Spanish. This back in the 80s and 90s. You couldn't walk into a different block. Like say, I grew up in Brooklyn, like where there were pure white Italian blocks that if a colored individual went in there, they would get chased and get hurt and killed. This was part of the same thing. A woman would walk down the street and she'd get whistled at and screamed at and talked about, like, that stuff like that. So it was a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
delectable generation about all that stuff that these group of people, powerful men, never changed. They're the
Mhm.
same. It's just their masks are now coming off, and that is what they're trying to do. If you really think about it, they're trying to bring our country back to those days
Yes.
where it's okay to downgrade women. It's okay to be a racist. It's okay to be a pedophilia. Look, it's okay to, as long as you're rich, as long as you're powerful, as long as you agree with that 1% that is controlling the country. And what does that sound to you like? Dictatorship, authoritarianship.
That is the entire four-letter name of the cult, Make America Great Again. That's the America that Donald Trump and all of his sycophant friends want. That is the America. And I'm so glad we're kind of setting the table with this today because I go back to that all the time. They're interested in the patriarchy and what different triggers the patriarchy can continue to afford them. And they're afraid of losing their country. And being afraid of losing their country means being afraid of being able to not do anything they want to anybody they want anytime they want, to hold that white privilege of the patriarchy, to continually abuse the privilege of the marginalized, to assert themselves as the master race of men who have achieved enough that they don't have to play by any of the fucking rules. That is the entire purpose of MAGA. You and I both know that, right? That's the cult.
That's exactly that. So we do not have to play by those same rules. You're 100% right. That just like simplify that whole thing. There's a set of
Yeah.
rules for us, and there's a set of rules for everybody else, and that doesn't fit into our category. And that is why, and you're seeing it play out. That's why you're seeing all, even in the White House, you're seeing like the Mar-a-Lago clubs being set up. It's all about the wealthy who could afford $500,000 to go. You know what I'm saying to you, to
Just
sit
go
with
rub
senators.
shoulders with a bunch of losers. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying to you, and it's all being set up, and it's the model, and it's crazy to think about. But history repeats itself. If you take a look at any dictatorship, it's the same model. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same. You basically purge everybody that talks about you, and you prosecute them, and you surround yourself with loyalists. Not so much as even loyalists, but cultists that believe in the same craziness you do. That is why why I literally laugh and look and disagree with even some of my co-hosts that we do on it. But a lot of people have been jumping on this bandwagon that what's her name?
Nancy Mace, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, Christy Noem
Christy
is going to get fired. That Trump is going to get rid of her, and that this is the same group of people that are running around screaming that all of a sudden Pete Hegseth is going to get fired. He's going to get rid of Pete. Same group of people that kept running around saying that Kash Patel is going to get rid of it. He's going to fire. Same group of people that ran around saying Pam Bondi, she's going to get gone. I want to tell all of you out there, this is part of the Trump strategy. These leaks that you see MSN, MS Now, or whatever you want to call them, coming out and saying, we have sources that are telling us that Trump, they are full of shit. They have no sources. MSN has no sources. They have no breaking news. All the news that, if you take a look at all the news that they've been breaking, it was news that was set up strictly to take away from what exactly is really going out there. I'm going to tell you once, and I'm telling you, Pegs, thank you so much. Remind everybody, smash those hearts, folks. We want to get as many people here because the information is great. And
also share that. Share too with the box and the arrow. Hammer those hearts, everybody. We love you. Thank you so much for making this top of mind for people.
Yeah, so I just want to make it very clear to everybody. There's two groups of people in Trump world, in MAGA right now. There's the loyalist, believers, cultists like Kash Patel, like Pam Bondi, like Pete Hegseth, and like Kristi Noem. These people are too deep in. There is no going out. Unless they pull a Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of a sudden turn on him, they are not going anywhere. So if the media reports that, or if pundits come out and write you letters and tell you that, Trump is going to get rid of these people, I know it, I've been covering Trump this is like, they're full of shit. They have no reason, because I could tell you, not because I know only Trump, but I've also spoken to a lot of sources. They are fulfilling his orders, folks.
Mm-hmm.
They are not going against him. They are fulfilling his orders. He is taking pride when he sees video of ICE raiding and bringing him in. He enjoys that. He's not sitting there saying, oh my God, Kristi Noem is going to go in front. They're going to rip her a new ass because she arrested some U.S.
An American veteran.
No, he doesn't. He sits there and this is what I'll tell you how the conversation goes, because I've been there. So when he said, because I've been there during the Mueller report, and we could have a special tell you about how we saw the Mueller report and while it was being played out. So when Trump sits there and watches Kristi Noem in front of the, getting asked this question, he sits there and says, that's my girl. Watch her kick their ass. Watch. She told him, huh? Did she tell Swalwell? Oh, did you see what? That's my girl. Get up and leave now. You saw that? She just got up and left.
Yeah.
He takes pride in that. So folks, stop listening to all the bullshit. But there are, and I'm going to tell you, and I broke this news maybe a little under a week ago, but there are that I'm warning you that are breaking, that are not loyalists, that are not so deep in that they can't get out. One of them happens to be, not because I like him, not because I think he has a heart or he's a good guy, but just because he did. He is what's it called? Dan Bongino. And let me reframe.
Dude, your leaks, your inside information over the past couple of months saying Dan Bongino is getting ready to leave came to fruition because MSM is starting to cover that now, saying Dan Bongino is set to leave.
Oh, well, yeah, because, the sources that they don't want to talk about. But I also want to say, to be fair to some news reporters out there, because, I'm not just because some people report the news. Some people break the news. Some people give you opinions. They're called pundits. So I'm not going against people like Midas or Aaron or even or my son Aaron or others that are just reporting the news, because reporting the news is they're getting what they're hearing from, that's being told from the White House. They report. I'm talking about from people Books, yes, they're still going out. They're just because of the holidays. I'm sorry, they're on delay. I saw Laura ask the question, but keep ordering because the books are going out. We have a whole bunch coming in. But I'm talking about the pundits. I'm talking about the people that are supposedly have sources. I'm talking about the people that are coming out there telling you, giving you an idea of out there, what's it called. So those are the people. I'm not talking about actual independent
You're talking
news.
about the opinion of the news of the day. You're
Yeah,
not. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not
So I
talking
just
about
want to
people
make
that
it clear.
break it like you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's that. So the people that are leaving are Bongino. I'm hearing that he's trying to make a break in January. And then there's another two big names that I can't mention yet. I know you've been waiting for it, but I can't mention it yet because I want to confirm it. Once I
Dude, I'm gonna
confirm
get
it, I'll
blue
mention.
balls if you do this. You do this every week.
I
You
know,
do
but
this.
but once I confirm it, I'll tell it to you. I don't
I
want to
know.
give you, but there's
Big
another
names?
two.
Can you tell us, are they big names? Are they senior GOP people?
They're not big names that you might probably recognize, but they're big enough people inside of what's going on that Trump is having. See, this is where they're also like Susie Wiles and them are having an issue because they understand. See, there's too many eyes and too many people that have seen too many the past 10 months. It's not. This wasn't like some coordinated,
Yeah.
stealth operation where they walked
Well,
in
this is a
there.
problem when you develop a kakistocracy with the dumbest people in the
Right,
world being your
right.
henchmen. Is you tend to not button things down, and thousands of people see things they're not supposed to that have different intentions than you do. Right?
Right. So shit's all over the place, and they're starting, and it's like sometimes when the butterflies are out of the net, you can't get them back in.
Yeah.
So
Great point.
this is kind of what's going on right now. So they're trying to see because there's people like Bongino. I'll give you an example between a loyalist like say Patel and somebody like Bongino. Bongino and Patel both went in there as Trump's henchmen. They both saw the files, but at some point they had a come to Jesus moment, and both of them chose. Bongino wanted to leave, didn't want to go along with the bullshit and the lie and the cover up of the Epstein files. Patel chose to stay along and do what needed to be done and double down, triple down. So that's the difference. That's why Patel can't go anywhere. Patel is so deep in. Bondi is so deep in. No, just think about it. Just I'll give you even common sense. He gets if he would get rid of one of these people, what? Just think about the liability he puts out there just from everything they know. So it's just common sense, folks. It's like when you see MSN break it, and then all of a sudden 20 pundits are writing letters on Substack. Because I swear to you, I wake up and I watch these letters on Substack sometimes because I get them also, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. Christy, the next one's gone. Pete is left, and next one's gone. I'm saying to myself, I'm thinking, and the poor subscribers are like, oh, great, I can't wait. And I'm like, I just want to go in there and I just don't want to insult people. I said, but what are you people doing? Like, they're not
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
anywhere. You're distracting from the real attention, the real thing, what's going on. It's like, clickbait. Everybody's writing about the same thing. The bottom line is they're not going anywhere, but there are people that are seeing the actual polls, that are seeing the inside breakup in Mega. And remember, there's something really big happening in Mega that a lot of people keep not talking about. This
Oh,
Marjorie
they're
Taylor
trying desperately to keep a cap on this too. By the way, please
this
talk about it.
let
Yeah.
me tell you, this Marjorie Taylor Greene thing is bigger than you could even
Huge.
imagine right now.
Yeah.
Because what she has done, and there was some key things that happened, and that's why Trump called her a traitor. Marjorie Taylor Greene right now is working with people behind the scenes in the original MAGA movement to try to basically go against Trump and frame him as not America first. And now she's trying to destroy MAGA and make it America first as the next movement, because primarily MAGA was Make America Great Again for people that really believed the America First movement, for that white national
Yeah.
supremacist people. So now she's trying to bring it back and say, look, because the key points, yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene went against Donald Trump on the Epstein files, but that's not where really she nailed him when it came to his internal base. It was on his foreign policy. If you take a look at how she hit him on the phone, the media doesn't really go on that. That's where Trump really took a shit, because when she hit him on the foreign policy, she went to the base and said, he's not America first. He cares more about the Saudis. He cares more about what's going on. And look, all he talks about is 9 wars that he, supposedly that he.
Well, and she's not wrong.
Right. I mean, she's definitely. I mean, I hate to say it.
Right. I know.
She's not wrong.
That's the shitty part for all of us that have railed against Jewish space laser lady is that she's 100% right. Is Donald Trump is not America first. This whole thing has been an act. He has been cosplaying. And what has he been doing for the American people? Jack shit. What has he been doing for Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, Qatar? Taking all their fucking money and doing business with them and giving them things that he's taking away from Americans and having taxpayers pay for it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not wrong, to your point. And that travels across a bias, too, doesn't it? It travels with Democrats. It travels with Republicans. It travels with libertarians. It always has, always will.
Absolutely. Hey, I just decided, Alexander, I don't know how long his lights might go on, so let's bring Alexander on here.
Hello, everybody.
True here.
How are
I know
you?
we're talking about hey, my brother, how are you? Welcome back. I know your trip has been, the past 4 days have been really hectic. I'm going to, by the way, before everybody starts, I'm going to putting together, Alex sent me a lot of videos and pictures. We're trying to put together to get out to you so you could see exactly the 3-4 days Alex has been on right now. But go ahead, brother. How are you? I know yesterday was a major hit, especially in Odessa.
I'm broken up. I am broken up. And you usually hear me up and up and up. I'm as optimistic as it comes. But the gig is up. Last night, they made a serious moves. They took Odessa apart 2 days in a row. It got taken apart in a way that they hit about 20 substations, but they hit the 3 main ones. Because of those 3, they cannot connect to any electricity. There is no power, there is no water, there is no heat. There is nothing. People are going to buvette. Buvette is like from the ground, they're pumping the water, which is not checked out, nothing. And if there is no water, there is the water doesn't circulate right, doesn't exit right, doesn't get cleaned up right. And I just spoke to the right hand of the general of the regional Odessa police, and I said, my brother, I'm gonna drive out to you. He said, please don't. He says, I don't want you coming here. He says, it's so messed up. Believe me, I don't want you to get in trouble. Don't come here. He says, but anything you can send me, I'll be so grateful. This is the guy that asked me for different things. When I give him shower packs and everything, I said, maybe some heat packs. He says, Alex, I'll take anything you can give me. And this is I've got to have knows. We've been sending the breakfast bars ever since 2022 when we started this. And this is bad. I'm heartbroken because that's it. And people, before we were, I kind of apologize when maybe I took it lightly. But now it's this is serious. This is serious, and this is Odessa is not only that they hit the Turkish ship.
Yeah,
there was a direct missile hit Turkish ship.
Yeah,
I mean it's not like it was random. It was flying around, and then he hit it. So Erdogan is already screaming, please stop this war, because you know that the area this is where all the business for
the grain, they stopped the grain. The grain flow is not going to. That's where Erdogan is concerned about, because nothing. 30% of the grain to the world comes from Ukraine.
And it's it's all connected. You're right. It's everything's all connected. Everything's pieces by pieces. But they already, Ushakov said, "Oh, they send us the new peace plan. We didn't read it yet, but we know we're not going to like it. We're not going to accept it because I'm sure it's not what we want. You know what we want. Dnipro River is ours. Everything is ours. It's crazy. And I spoke to a couple of people yesterday from the top, and they're saying, Alex, you don't listen to this shit anymore. You don't listen to this to Trump's peace talks. He sold us out a long time ago. So people are moving on, and they joke with me. He says, "Listen, you're in America. You're in America for almost 40 years. I mean, you say you met the guy once a long time ago. I mean, what happened? You guys can do nothing." And I said, it's not just me, us, we cannot, the whole world can do nothing. The world leaders cannot do nothing. Europe cannot do nothing. Nobody can do nothing. This is like as crazy as it can get. I mean, it doesn't get any more crazy. You have one person that paralyzes the whole world. How is that possible? How is it possible? I mean, Odessa is a port city. If he's the world, how does Odessa doesn't have PPO to protect against the missiles, against everything? How doesn't have it to protect the grain, to feed the world, to make sure people in the world don't go hungry? How is that possible?
30% of the world grain comes from Odessa, folks. Just so you
Yeah.
understand.
Then Africa, India, all this countries, they have hungry people, people that live in poverty. They depend on this. But like you guys said, they have a different picture in mind. They're not thinking about people. People are the casualties of war for them, probably.
I'm
Go ahead,
sorry
Mike,
for a
you were
second,
saying.
Alex. I just want to say a lot of people are saying we have closed. We could send this. Guys, any way you want to help, please contact, go through our email hotline, lev, pttp.proton.me. That's lev, pttp.proton.me, at proton.me. And if you have clothes you want to send, any way you want to help, any way you want to, please just send us an email, and we are grateful for on behalf of all the people there, because they need everything. I mean, any way you guys could help. I mean, from supporting, contributing, sending, closeouts. If you have things, generators. I mean, sometimes we just have to figure out the logistics of how. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know, Alex. I take it back because of the logistics and because of stuff because there is a war going on. The best way, obviously, to help is contributing to the GoFundMe, because then that allows us to do. We know how to do it, but otherwise, any way you guys can help, go to the what's it called, Lev at pttp@proton.me. I'm sorry, Alex. Go ahead, brother.
No,
I'll tell
yeah.
you one thing. Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
No. Please,
No,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, listen, it's interesting because you're in the Odessa region now. Is that where you're at? Where are you located?
I just came from there. I'm in Kiev today.
Okay, you're in
just
Kiev
got back.
today. You're in Odessa. Odessa was one of those port cities. Just to give some people some context, if you're joining us, you're probably smart enough to know this because you're here. That Russia had kind of left alone because they knew the importance of the port. Turkey kind of fed into that discussion too, where Erdogan was like, "Listen, you need to let the grain out. You need to be able to feed the world. You need to leave Odessa alone." Odessa's been pounded a bunch of times, but not like this. Not like last night.
Oh, this was
Ukraine.
strategic.
Right. This is strategic to literally starve the rest of the world into forcing Russian, a Russian win on behalf of Donald Trump. So I just wanted to point that out. But you mentioned something earlier, and I read it this morning, that Russia hit not one but two Turkish ships in the port of Odessa. Name of the boat started with a C. I can't pronounce the name of it. Bottom line is that there has been no word or no conversation coming out of Turkey. Turkey's traditionally no problem taking a hardline stance against Russia. Is this Article 5 stuff? Have you heard anything about a Turkish response? Because no. Lev's shaking his head.
No. Erdogan will respond. No, I'm sorry, Alex. I mean, and I'll let you tell what you hear. But from what I've been, first of all, I know Erdogan well. I'm the one that introduced Donald Trump to Erdogan in his first administration, and people in his sphere very well. And yes, Erdogan, there's going to be backlash from it, but you're not going to see Article 5, World War, attacks on Russia, because what you are going to see is he's going to try to use that because what he wants is he wants to open up the grain. He wants the channel, because that's what he's been working on. No, Alex, that's the biggest thing I think that Erdogan wants, right? Because if he could come out and look as a hero, he wants to look like a hero. He needs the press. If he could come out and in his region look like a hero, that he's been able, because he doesn't care about the war between Russia and Ukraine. He doesn't care about that, but he cares about that grain to be continuously being delivered to all of those countries.
Well, it's not only that. As you and I have reported several months, or maybe a month ago, maybe a little more, the Azerbaijani's platforms, oil platforms.
Yeah, that's right.
They working with Turkey. That's been hit twice, and there was a little noise about now 2 ships, and this is what. Listen, in that world, this is like a glove. It's an insult, and the reason that because it's quiet, that's what makes it so dangerous. Because because dogs that bark, they don't bite, but there is no barking, so it could be bites. So we'll see what this leads to. But about the helping people in Odessa, if somebody were to buy a generator in U.S. and send it to Ukraine, first of all, by the time you receive it, it'll be summertime. And second of all, by the time it comes here, it'll probably cost double or triple the price. So just so you understand, I'm going to show you something. Give me a second. I'm going to show you a tourniquet. A tourniquet is something that is used to. Wait a point. It's something is used to when somebody gets hit. I don't know where I put it. I probably give it to the guys. Anyway, a tourniquet is something that what you when you wounded, you on your leg, arm, whatever what you do, you put up, you make 5 knots so you don't bleed to death.
Tourniquet,
because
yeah.
Tourniquet.
80% of people on the field die from bleeding to death. And the biggest problem that people try to buy cheap Chinese tourniquets and send them here. And the problem is you're supposed to do about 5 twists to hold. And Chinese ones, after 3 twists, they break. So American tourniquets are the best. And right now, Ukraine is already making them here. For example, American tourniquet costs like $15, something like that. It's not that cheap. But they're already making approved, checked, guys use it on the field, that costs $5. So for one tourniquet that somebody would do the right thing, buy in America and send it here, pay for logistics and everything, one. Over here, for the same money, we can buy 3. So the same, so every Ukraine, number 1 in technology, number 1 in Shaheds, number 1 in drones. So as soon as something is good and we hear it, within a month, we have it. Those nets, the nets in the US, they cost $25,000. The net that protects you from the raps and everything.
Oh, the Kherson human safari nets. Yeah.
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 In Ukraine, they gave me the paperwork this week. Identical net, even better in some ways, costs $2,000.
And that's why I want to make it very clear. And I'm glad, Alex, you're having this conversation, because a lot of people don't even know your background and history really much. They think you're just a great guy that's out there doing, besides being a hero and besides going out there and fighting. Alexander has been doing this, when it comes to delivering aid. I want everybody to understand, since the day one the war started. From the first day it started, he's been on the front line delivering every single part of aid, from military to humanitarian aid in places where people don't even go. He's been responsible with putting together some of the biggest organizations that are continuing to give aid out there, and helped
I've
with
seen that.
setting up
Yeah.
and setting up the logistics. See, that's the most important part, is not only getting it there, but setting up the logistics, where even one of the videos I was watching today, Alexander sent me, and I'm going to send to you guys to see, is Voice of Ukraine. I'm going to share a little bit of this, the good news with everybody. So the Voice from Ukraine family, part of your
Yeah.
donations that you've been giving, Alex used some of that money and contributed it to an IDP center in a little town. Where is it? In
Alexandria. Alexandria by
Alexandria.
Dnipropetrovsk region.
Right. So Alexandria, by Dnipropetrovsk, IDP centers are places where distressed people that have nothing, no food, no place to live, nothing to do, they get destroyed. They go there where they get logistics, they get food, they get whatever kind of help they could do or be transferred. This is an IDP center. So when Alex went there, and it was close at the opening, and people were walking in the video, you could see also boxes of Buffett Foundation and Jump Foundation of help and help. Those are the same. Alex is the one that brought them there 4 years ago, and they're still being supplied and being delivered, and with the people, and you will see that on video. So that's why I'm just giving you guys an example of understanding. This is a man that knows exactly what needs, when it needs. Like, that's what he's saying right now. He's saying tourniquets. That's the next thing that we're going to be doing as part of, raising. So instead of constantly opening up a new GoFundMe and doing a new project because it gets
just keep filling this one up. Yeah,
just keep filling it up. We'll keep raising the limit, and Alex will keep going out there and doing. He knows what needs to get done, from generators to nets to tourniquets to helping IDP centers, food, whatever it is. He knows, and sometimes it's different things, different places.
So,
Go ahead.
No, yeah. I just want to ask. We'll get to the. I want to get back to the incredible busy work that you're doing. You've been doing it for 4 years, and how we can help and really put some teeth and some action into this GoFundMe. But some news that happened a couple of days ago that I wanted to get specifically Alex and you, Lev. But Alex is in Ukraine. That the European Union had finally figured out a way to freeze 210 billion EU dollars, 210 billion EU in Russian sovereign assets, to not only help with the war effort, to help with the rebuild of Ukraine. Is that not resonating with the people of Ukraine? Do you not have hope from that? Or is that just what we're being fed here in the West? Because to me, that seemed like, and it's been a viral post that we put out about the EU coming to the aid and finally making a hard decision to tell Russia to go eat shit and to take all of their stuff and give it to the people of Ukraine for the war effort over the next 2 years. I just wondered if that's resonating there at all, or if you just don't believe that it's going to happen. Because to me, you don't. No, okay.
No, it's happening. It is not that it's not going to happen. It's happening. And what they did is they finally shut up Belgium and some other countries then that was trying to block it, because Italy is playing the double jeopardy, because Italy one day is saying I'm with Ukraine, next then they are with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So she's definitely on the double agent, if you know what I mean. But what EU did is they bypassed, just like they bypassed Orban, just like they bypassed everything, and they blocked the money. They blocked the money, first of all, from Dani not getting it, because Europe understand what he wants, and Lev's been talking about it from day one. It's Lev, you are great, but a lot of people in UK probably don't like you because everything you said is happening. And even I was arguing with you. I told you it's not going to happen, but you like a prophet, and some Ukrainians already write that Prophet Lev. You get a nickname, Prophet Lev, and because it is. But you right now, nobody's talking about America. It's not in the conversation anymore. Europe is in the conversation, and everybody understands that it's such a cahoots that it's like plus and minus. Ukraine And Europe is like plus and minus to have a current. Because you cannot have just positive or negative. They don't work together. So right now, this is how it is. Europe and Ukraine are so together. There are so many. I was yesterday, a couple of meetings yesterday. There's a lot of agreements, and there is a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on for the future rappers in Ukraine that they don't even talk about in US, and they probably not even know about it. But I saw another news today that US is relying Ukraine to hit the tankers, the illegal Russian tankers.
Yeah,
And
the
they
shadow
even-
fleet. Yeah.
And they even giving them some of the data to do that. So I'm gonna double check that. But as far as helping here, I was yesterday with the general. They have it's like where they train soldiers, or where they help with they train the drone guys. They shoot down the heads and all that. And he says because of this attacks, he says, yeah, I can get this, but he says, right now there's a problem with the fuel. He says I can't even sometimes deliver outside because they hit so much fuel. They hit the gas lines, fuel lines. They've been like getting real strategic. So there is all kind of helps. So if he were to give 10 grand, I'll give you an example, to this division, to get diesel and to buy fuel, they can deliver the drones. He was showing me the pictures.
So Alex,
oh
so
my
you need
God.
to let us know. Like that's a separate project we could do. I mean, like that's something extra. Like if we need an emergency $10,000 for like that division to get fuel for that general, we could do a special. Let's do a 911 special.
Yes.
Dean
What
could
I'm
even
on-
put together something, or I could put together.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
quickly, and that is something extremely
What
important.
I'm gonna do this week, I think on Tuesday, I hope everything's God willing. I want to go to the hospital where they have this the soldiers, recovering soldiers. I want to help them, and also they're not allowing, but I'm trying to get a pass. I don't know if my heart can take it though. I want to go over to the ward, children's ward. Children, the survivors and everything. I mean, I feel like I have it in my throat. I haven't even seen it yet. I didn't even go there yet. But I really want to help those children. So I'm hoping that I'll get a permission to go down there. But I'm definitely gonna go to the medical wards and helping them out. And when I'm there, I will see what else they need. Because this is the group that was the first ones in Bucha. When the Russians were pushed out, a friend of mine, he was the first one that got in there, and then they were cleaning the streets, and they saw all the bodies and everything. And something that I saw is what made me do this forever. Because what I saw, I can never forgive that. I can never make him forget that. I can never make anybody forget that. What I saw, the pictures I saw, what they did, let's change the subject because this is something that people, I hope people never see. I hope people never know. I hope people live in a world that you don't have to see things like this. You don't have to hear things like this. Because right now, it's like someone told me, "Oh, did you have fun on your trip?" Some good friend of mine from Europe says, "Oh, was the trip fun?" I say, "Yeah." I say, "You probably been away from Ukraine for 3 years and you forgot what it's like." I drive on a highway in Dnipropetrovsk, and I hear an explosion not too far from me, and I do not know if it's gonna come to me or not. And then I drive on the highway, and I see where it did fall. And because of it, I see a tractor trailer and a bus collided face to face, and the stuff is all over the highway. You will never see that on the news. But I've seen the bodies lying around, everything else, and it was just because somebody got scared and drifted off the road, and they went head on. And where you go, all you see is tractor trailers everywhere because there are no planes, there is no cargo planes. And so everything's tractor trailers, everything's tractor trailers. But in Ukraine, it's not like you know, in America or Canada, you have 3-lane, 5-lane highways. This is 2 lanes. And the only way you can pass, you have to go head on to pass, head on to pass. So both sides go head on to pass. And if somebody miscalculated, God bless their souls. Because you go head on doing about 100 kilometers an hour at least. We be talking about 65, 70 miles an hour head on. Both cars doing the same amount. Not just hit somebody 60 miles an hour, but this is 60, 70, 60, 70. Ba-boom. So who can survive this? But the entire Ukraine is like this. And in the Donetsk region, the Dnipropetrovsk region, the roads are messed up. So at night, if you drive at night and it's a little raining, there are potholes that you don't see. I was coming down last night on the highway. I'm doing like 70 on the highway, driving back. First of all, the highway is all pitch black, no lights. There are no lights on the highway. So you are driving, and if you go high beam, they high beaming, the tractor trailers high beaming you right away. What you doing? So you gotta take your chances. And as I'm going on the turn, there is a pothole. There is a puddles that accumulate from the rain that I didn't see. My car drifted like almost a lane to the right, and I'm like, oh my God, I caught it. But I've been driving since I'm 15. It's not earlier. I caught it. But how many people don't catch it? How many people just driving just to get from point A to point B? So this is not a picnic, and I'm not trying to tell the horror stories, but I don't think people fully understand. I mean, fully take a step backwards and just fully picture what's going on here. I mean, like it's like Luda says, you wake up in the morning and you're grateful. You're grateful that you woke up. I kid you not. I could sit right here and anything can fly in. There is no warranties. There is no reason. There is some warning, but this is where we live, and that's why all the help that we get from you, from our community, from people that care, from people that stand with Ukraine, people are great. That's beside the point. They say, oh, like this Alexandria IDP center. He gave me a hug. You going to see in the video the tall military. I was delivered when he was in Donetsk area. All right now, because the place is occupied, they're moving on, and they still the people that they taken out of the area. They still helping them with apartments, with whatever they need help with. But he says we are so grateful to American people, to Europeans, for everybody that help us. Everybody that under the people that's standing with us. So I wanna thank everybody. You from all over the world. I wanna thank you, Lev, Eugene. I mean, you guys, you are right here. You are right here in our hearts. What you do, and all because I can scream loud. I know business. I know a lot of different things. But without you, nobody would hear me. Nobody would hear me because I don't have I don't have ways to scream loud enough. But with you guys, I don't have to scream. I just have to share with you guys. And your platform is big enough that you have an ability to help us. So God bless you. God bless you so much. And thank you so much for everything you're doing. God bless, and God bless everybody. Everybody that helps, everybody that donates. When I said in the video, you're gonna see, I said, only thanks to you guys that I have an ability to do this. And I had the ability to see the people that they were crying. There were, I mean, some people haven't seen me in a couple of years in those areas. And when I walked in there, she gave me a hug. I thought she was gonna crush me. He said, "I'm not gonna let you go now." He says, "Alosha, I'm not gonna let you go now." He said, "You back?" Because they don't know what I wore. He said, "That you back? I'm gonna bug you at least a couple times a week so you can help me." I said, "You're not bugging me, just write to me." People writing every day and I help people. But I only right now I'm able to help because whatever I could do myself before, I'm allowed. I mean, there's only so much you can do because I haven't done business since the war started. So consulting is good, but you have to consult to be able to help people. I'm not consulting, I'm helping right now. And only thanks to you, I still have the ability to help. I can still get in, put the gas in my car and drive. Because I'm ready to drive 24/7. I'm ready to sleep in the basements if I have to, as long as you can help people. And only because of you guys, I'm able to do this. So God bless you. Thank you so much. Ukraine thanks you. Women thank you. Children thank you. Grandfathers thank you. You're going to see them in the video as they're climbing up the steps just to get some help. And because of you, we are able to do this. God bless you
Alex,
guys.
no,
Thank you so much.
bro. God bless you, man. You know, we are we are there for you. Our community is only growing, and we are all a family. And I'm glad that we had a chance right now for you to tell us some of those stories because people really don't understand what's going on. You know, because the media is not showing. You know, yeah, we see a headline or a picture of some bombings, and we move on just like it's a bomb blew up or like explosion happened and a fire happened somewhere in New York or something. It's a breaking news and we move on. But the difference is that gets fixed. People are not living on the street. Everybody, things are moving on. You're going through this 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. Your kids are going through, and
For 4 years.
For 4 years, and I mean, and just think about all of these horror stories, and then one of those stories, this man even told you what he himself, because he's not there. He didn't come there from America or from you or Canada or from Europe to help out. He lives there. His daughter lives there. His wife is there with him. He himself is going there. They have no water, no food themselves while he's out there doing the other. So, Alex, God bless you. Thank you. I know I love the excitement in your voice because I know you just got back from the trip, and that it gives you so much. It gives us energy to be able all that help that we were
I'm
able to
powered
do.
up.
I want but I see that, brother. But I need you, right now. Take some time for yourself because it takes a lot of you. You're not 15 again, and
I feel that way.
spend some time with your family right now because they need you also. You've been gone for 4 or 5 days, and then I'll get back on the phone and we'll start planning our next. Where I know you got a lot of things you want to do, and we're there with you. We will support you. We'll help you. God bless you, brother. We love you, man.
Slava Ukraini. Thank you, guys. God bless you all.
Slava, we'll talk to you soon. There you go. There's
Slava.
Alex Bolbier. He is the co-host of the Voice of Ukraine Substack Live with Lev Parnas. How's that for some tangible context about the nightmare that is going on in New York, in Ukraine? I mean, really underscoring, dude, the tenet of the conversation that we're having about America's abatement of their responsibility for democracy and the people that they promised to support, and how that has completely changed, and how they have zeroed out their effort to help the Ukrainian people. And that kind of story, those stories, that context about, the nightmare of just keeping Russia at bay in the east as they continue to pound grain ports and civilian centers and shopping malls and kindergartens and hospitals. And I mean, it's a nightmare that we in the West are conditioned, going back to our original conversation to start this, Lev, we're conditioned to sort of see through the eyes of mainstream media, and they would have us believe this is an orderly war, that the people of Ukraine are at the front and they're just delivering packages and then they get back to war. That's not the case. It is a human safari that Russia is treating the Ukraine like, and you just got a very firsthand account, an emotional account from a man who's done nothing but try his very hardest to keep the people that are keeping Ukraine free fed, clean, watered, victims. I mean, it's just the work that he's doing is incredible. And you and he both deserve all the kudos that you're supposed to be
We all
getting
do.
for the
No, we
effort.
all
Yeah.
do. We all do. We're all one family, and that's why, like, I brought
Yeah.
Cheech up right now. Cheech is
Hey,
also
Cheech.
part of our family. Reason that Cheech is also, while we're on the Ukraine subject, before we switch over to anything else, Cheech has some also. His family is in Odessa, where it was. So Cheech is actually making his way there to be able to be there and help out. He's also been helping out with some generators. He's in touch with Alex. So Cheech, you want to give us a little 2 minute, because we have a lot to go. So just wanted to let you know. Go ahead, brother. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Cheech.
There you go. I think.
No,
That was you.
that was me.
Yeah, go out and come back in again, Cheech. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see.
Come on in.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. There we go.
All right. So I'll make this quick. I spoke. I hadn't heard from my fiance for 24 hours, and of course they were hit hard in Odessa, as Olex had said. And the difficult part is of course, is not knowing. And then, thank you that we did find out that everything was okay. So, yes. Some good news, we have young baby that's new, not myself, but my her sister. Baby's name is a little girl, Sophia.
Sophia.
Was born a week ago. So, I mean, that's the good news. But yeah, I know you guys can't see me. There was something going on with my camera. So
No worries.
You can
That's
hear.
okay. Good hear you.
We can
Go
hear
ahead.
you great. We can hear you great. Yeah, yeah. What do you know? Like, what did your family tell you?
Well, there's parts of Odessa that are still without electricity and water, heat. My fiance is fortunate because the house that she now um, has electricity via the generator.
Yeah.
And they have gas that's there, and so they're able to cook and they have heat. But her sister's not as fortunate, where they're in an apartment building, and as everybody should know, they depend on centralized heat, and they depend on water as well as electricity. So, moving forward, we talk about the generators. I don't know if everybody saw that. You can spend anywhere between $2,200 to $3,600 for a generator. In Ukraine, I was able to help another family get a generator. Took about 7 days for the generator to get there. I did not send it. It was brought in. So they were able to get it within a reasonable.
Cheech, my brother, just to help to let you know also, the best way to help is if there's send to the GoFundMe. But if we need generators somewhere, let know. Alex has contacts, and we could get emergency, so we don't have to do. And they'll be cheaper, and they'll get there quicker through the logistics. So that's the best way, unless what I'm saying to you, because right now, otherwise it's just a free for all. There. People don't know where to do or how to do it.
Yeah.
We need to organize it to make sure that we have one way of going through it to make sure to get it.
Yeah. So I'll let everybody go. I'm actually waiting for my fiance to give me a call.
Why don't you grab her call, and if there's some update you have, text us, and we'll bring you back up, and you'll give us an update. We have some other people we'll bring up in the meantime. But Cheech, we love you, man. You're part of the family. I know you're out there fighting, volunteering, supporting, and I know your heart bleeds for the people of Ukraine, your fiance, their family, which is your family now. And I know you're trying to get there, and we'll get you there. We'll help, and hopefully we can all unite. So God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. Hang in there.
Be well, everybody.
You too, pal. You too. I hope you get good news from your family. Yeah, I mean, this is something that we don't take into account a lot of times too, right, Lev? It's not just the people there, but people there that have connections to North America, family in North America, brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, wives, husbands.
No, absolutely, and it's just every time I write a letter, every time I sit there and I speak to Alex and we put together a report or we're about to go. It honestly, it's like Alex says, the knots in my throat constantly, because it's putting the pictures, the videos that he sends me into the letter and then sending it out. It just sits there and especially having kids of your own and knowing what they're going through, watching these kids get stolen with programs sent all over the world, watching others, especially with the holidays coming up. Folks, I just want to say this. I know it's difficult, and I hate to keep pounding it, but what Alexander and others are out there, and people like Cheech and others out there, they're doing to try. This is a catastrophe that's going on. We just say words like war. We talk about people with no water. We talk about bombs flying or potholes where you're flying. But if you close your eyes and just imagine, you can't even imagine, because most of us have never lived through something like that. We only, are blessed because we live in the best country in the world, which is the United States or Canada, which we're able to be far away from all of these things that are happening all over the world. And that's why the least we could do is support them and help them and let them know that they're not alone, especially during times like this where it's freezing, when it's cold, the holidays coming up. One of the things Alex was talking about, what we're trying to do, and that's why please contribute as much as you can to the GoFundMe, is besides doing the aid, Alex is trying to put together and go to some of these hospitals, some of these centers where these kids and these elderly are basically have nobody left. They're all alone, and he's going to try to get them some presents, some toys, some just stuff like that, also to be able to put some spirits so they know, because part of the war that's going on is not only the physical but also the psychological. The psychological effects on all of these families, the psychological effects on these kids, on these mothers, on these fathers, it's just tremendous. So, we could spend days, hours, weeks, months, years talking about all of the catastrophe going on, but the best way to help is just keep supporting, keep doing what you can doing. We all do what we can. Those of you that can, support the GoFundMe for Alexander. He knows what to do. Trust me. Those of you who have opinions, those of you that have suggestions or ways you want to help, go to the Lev PTTP at proton.me. We welcome all the help, all the people out there. So, it's a sad thing, but
no, but it's a sad thing. But the reality of it is that we don't get the reality of it unless we get to have sad conversations with people like Alex who are on the front lines, right? We get the sanitized version of what's going on in Ukraine, but what you don't get is an honest version of what's going on in Ukraine unless it's from someone in Ukraine who is experiencing the horrors of the genocide of the Ukrainian people that is ongoing, that Donald Trump is continually clearing the deck to help Vladimir Putin to continually genocide the people of Ukraine. And I don't think people get the real life scenario. And you hear stories like, oh, they don't have electricity, but it's fucking cold in Ukraine right now. It is the dead of winter in Ukraine right now. They don't have any water. It is still it ruins homes, the frozen pipes, the shit that anybody who's dealt with anything like this for an extended period of time, and we're really fortunate in the West, right? Our power goes out. It's not because someone's been bombing us for 4 years. It's on within the next couple hours. If it's not, you got a Starbucks down the street that's also not being bombed. You can go to a mall that's also not being bombed. You can do all these things. So we don't equate the journey that these people are on when we hear stories like that, unless we get people like Alex, to your point, to come in here and really tell us the gnarly fucking truth of what's going on in Ukraine.
Yeah, the actual play-by-play. I mean, I was literally listening to him, like how he was driving, because he literally, for the past 4 days, we rented him a car, and he went, filled it up with aid and all kinds of stuff, and went on driving to all of these little towns in the Donetsk area and opening up the IDP center. And, I was with, some of the video he showed me as we were driving, and I'll share it with you guys later. It's just incredible. Like, again, you don't realize, but, this is in the middle of a war. People are being stopped. People, you don't know who's friendly, who's not. You're driving, you hear bombs falling off, and then you're driving by, you hear I mean, it's just a total.
We don't know that life. We don't know it.
We don't even realize because it's never talked about. It's never reported about. We just hear the big news. Oh, a building got hit. X amount of people died. And that's catastrophe. But you don't hear the fallout that goes on every day all over, especially some of these little areas. So God bless Alex. God bless Cheech. God bless each and every one of you guys because you make it happen. Together we are a family, and I just can't say enough. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep spreading the good joy out there, and also giving the positive feeling. So yeah, but let's shift over a little bit also, because we have some also. I got not in my throat. Going
You
through
okay?
all of that. Yeah. No, it's just thinking about it, just crazy, man.
I
It's
know,
just
buddy.
tough.
I know.
So let's do this. Let's go now. This will be the Q&A part of the question. Also, we have a couple of people we're going to bring up. First of all, I'm going to bring up Stephanie. Stephanie tried to get up last week. Stephanie, I hope you're here. We're going to try to bring you up right now. She has a question for us. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. Okay. There we go. All right, Stephanie.
Do we have a Stephanie? Is Stephanie still around? Come on, Stephanie.
Stephanie. Let's see. I'm getting there, guys.
You'll get there, buddy. You're doing great. It's hard to teach us how to use tech, guys. Let's listen. We're not young cats anymore. We're long in the tooth.
Okay, so Stephanie, you're here. So just where am I? Okay, what? Did you lose me?
No, I got you. You're right there.
Okay.
Now I lost you.
Where am I?
Now you're back.
Back where? I don't know. I don't see you.
There's a picture of you in front of Congress. Now you're back.
What's going on here? Wait, this is crazy. How do I get back?
I don't know. I still see you.
You see me?
I can see you. You look great. Yeah. I got you all.
Wait a second. I'm scared to disconnect this somehow. Hold on a second. Okay, can't go in here. What? This is crazy. You could see me right now, right?
Well, I know I see your profile picture, but I can hear you just great.
Okay, this is crazy. Hold on.
Do you want to do you want to round the bases and come back next week with a more heavily focused guest list?
No, I definitely want to get Stephanie up. I promised her to get her up here.
Okay, you're a man of your word.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay, you try and do that. I'm gonna go pee, and I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay, let's take all of a quick break while I'm trying to figure out how I just. I know this is crazy. Okay, let me. My God, no, I'm going live. I'm already live. Oh, there I am. Okay, well, we're back. All right, perfect. All right, guys. Sorry about that. That was so crazy. I mean, Substack is going bananas. Stephanie, do me a favor. Can you go right now? Just say something in the message so I could see you, and I'm going to click on you because otherwise I lose you. So, Stephanie, if you hear me, just click on it. Anybody else that wants to come up, I know Fran, you want to come up. Just click on there, and I'm looking out for you. Because I can't otherwise bring you up. It's acting weird. Let me try one more time. It's not in the DM, Stephanie. Go in, send me a message in the where you see the message in our live as we're going on, because you're DMing me. I can't click on you. Send a message in.
Do we have a Stephanie yet?
She's here, but I'll try it maybe.
All right.
Just hold on a second.
Well, I'm really grateful for that break. A little intermission in the podcast.
Let's try this. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it, Stephanie. I think I got you. Let's see. I sent you the invitation, so just hit accept. Let's see. Yep, I got Stephanie. There she goes.
Hey.
We got you. I listen.
Yay.
Hello.
I'm so excited.
I was not gonna give up. I was not.
Stephanie, he had a blood oath to get you on this show.
We've been trying for a month. I was in Tennessee the first time you guys did this, and we couldn't get me on because of the connection. I was in the mountains.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
well,
Where you
well,
go? Where
that-
are you now? Where are you, Stephanie? Where are you from? Where are you
I
located?
am in Wisconsin.
Well, hi. You're a
Yeah.
badger. You're a badger.
Badger.
Yeah.
Badger.
Yes, and I'm definitely waiting for Lev to come up to Wisconsin. I did email in, so anytime you guys have anything here, I'm willing to help.
Oh, God bless you. We're definitely coming. That's a state where we're going to be in that part of the country, Wisconsin, Michigan. Definitely, we're going to be there. Illinois. We have a lot of work. So, tell us, Stephanie, any questions? Anything you want to get off
Yes.
your chest? Go ahead. You
So-
got us.
I'll be quick, but first of all, Lev, you're the only one I paid to subscribe to. No offense, Dean. I absolutely love you, Dean.
I don't
really
blame
do,
you.
But
No, it's okay. It's a 2-for-1 with us. It's okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I love the coffee and tea because both of you together is amazing. My big questions, though, first of all, is the EU and the NSS, like an update on that, what's been going on. And then also, Dean, you reported on a case in Palm Beach County. And I was wondering if you had any updates on that, like another.
Oh, you're talking about the completely identical sex trafficking ring that Donald Trump
Yeah.
has been sued over. Yeah. No update
Yeah.
on that yet. We're supposed to have a court date on the 20th of December. So let's start there, and then we'll go to the EU. What you're asking, great question, Stephanie. Glad you're here. Is several days ago, Palm Beach County charged. They were in
I love the
receipt of
case.
a lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken, right? That Donald Trump was running an identical sex trafficking operation to Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation. Lev, have you heard about this thing too? Because it is as quiet as a church mouse right now when it comes to the subject.
Isn't it the same one also? What's his name? Bill Gates was named in it.
You got it. Yeah, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
the thing that I wonder about too is because, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein died, he's gone, but if this was as big as it, we think it is, I can't believe it just went away. So this one coming out just makes me wonder if something was continued or branched off, or, I mean, something this big doesn't just go away.
Well, first of all, before I go, what is your kitty's name? He or she
this
is adorable.
is
Bentley. I was gonna say
With the
because-
cats and the animals. He loves cats and animals.
Oh, we got it all. I love animals. Bentley's incredible. So, let me put it to you this way. Right now, there's a lot more that is going to be coming out. I mean, like I keep saying, it's a tip of the iceberg. The Epstein stuff. There's a lot more people that were involved. This was, more of not just a small group of men that did. This was a lot of group of people. And that's why I call it the biggest cover up, because this is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. It's not a Jewish or a Christian thing. It's not black or white, red or blue. This was a lot of different people did. And that's why you have so many different administrations that were covering up for it. And that's why you see Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the other lawsuits. I think we're going to start seeing lots of different lawsuits coming out with lots of different people once more names start coming out and more identities. I start feeling it and I'm hearing it in the background. I just, can't report on it yet.
Yeah. But what I can tell you is, and I think what Lev can tell you is that this lawsuit, this identical adjacent lawsuit that accuses Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump of doing everything that is in the Epstein files and all of those civil lawsuits, that they can only fight one fire at a time right now. You talk about being in a defensive posture. Donald Trump is not prepared to deal with this. He still has a bunch of people in media that are keeping this as quiet as humanly possible. But to Lev's point, what I've heard as well, and Lev would know more than me, is that this is not tip of the iceberg is being friendly to the Trump regime. It's not just the tip of the iceberg of the Epstein files, but several other really, really disturbing events, partnerships, conversations. Lev, you've heard the same thing as well, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, again, and that's why even when I take it back to the Me Too movement, I take it back to what happened with Weinstein. That was also, that needed to go on. Weinstein was not the only one. Yes, we put him away, but there's a lot of powerful people that need to be held accountable, and that's what you're starting to see. Part of it is why I'm so pissed off, and we're part of our movement, and what we're going to do is boycott Trump's press conferences, because this bullshit has to stop. I mean, he's abusing women every day, insulting them, calling them names, crazy, idiot, piggy. If anybody else did this anywhere in the world, forget it. I mean, even the third world countries, you don't do it. Even they try to pretend that the dictators even try to pretend that. This guy took the masks are off. And that's why if you read my Substack articles, I write the masks are off. And that's why you see Kushner now in there. Because for the first 10 months, you didn't even hear Kushner's name. Instead, the media was reporting how Kushner and Ivanka was staying away from him, while we were reporting saying, no, Kushner's running the show. Because right now, this is what you're seeing play out, the money people behind the scenes. And this time around, compared to his last administration, he brought in not only loyalists when it comes to the Pete Hegseths or the Pam Bondis or the Christina Ohms of the world that are basically doing everything he wants them to do. And that's why I keep saying MSN bullshit reporting. But also he brought in specialist financial guys that know how to steal and know how to manipulate, like Bassett, like, what's his name? The guy that's selling the $1 million, what's it called? I slipped this.
David Sachs. Talk about David Sachs.
Sachs, the other one, whatever. But he brought in also the financial guys that know how to steal and reap the markets. And that's why you see, besides everything else, the things that you don't see that we hear as blurs. But whereas, just think about all those times he had the market go up and down with his tariff announcements, how much money was made.
Oh, you're talking about Lutnick.
Lutnick.
Yeah.
Not
a girl, Steph. At a girl.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you. But I'm just saying to you, these are people that run our Wall Street, run our financial institutions, have been in charge of it. Now they're under his control. Now, just think about, they're going out there and selling $1 million, $2 million gold cards, platinum cards to be able to come into the country, because these are people that are based not out. They don't have morals. Their morals is they pledge allegiance not to a flag or
money.
God. They pledge allegiance, exactly, money and power, and that's
And
why.
where does that money go?
Correct. That's why in their mind, if you could afford $1 million. Right. They're like, if you could afford $1 million, you're a good person. Doesn't matter if you might have raped, killed, or pillaged somebody or sold drugs to get that $1 million. But because you have $1 million, you could afford to be in the same restaurant as him. So that means you're in the same place. But if you can't, that means you're a bad person. It doesn't matter that you might have not had the same chances, or you grew up in a different world, or you believe in right against wrong, and you're not going to go steal or pillage, and you rather try to do it the right way. That doesn't make you a good person in Trump's world, because in their world, it's all about power, money, and greed. And that's why what we see happening right now in Ukraine, that's what we see happening out in the Middle East, that's what we see happening right now in Venezuela taking place, and that's what we're seeing happening here in the United States with the oligarchy bending down. And another reason why a lot of these, and I'm sorry, because this is some more breaking news we're going to go into later on that I'm working on, is a reason a lot of these oligarchy, a lot of these tech pros, a lot of these also people that are falling in line with Donald Trump, especially what's his name?
Musk, Zuckerberg, Bezos,
Gates, because Bill Gates especially, is because they're part of. They know what's in the Epstein files. That's so when Bill Gates sits next to Donald Trump like this after being on it, and he says, yeah, because he is done. He understands that right now Donald Trump not only controls them financially, but he also controls the ring of what's about to come out, on who it's about to come out, and who's going. That's why you don't see when Donald Trump goes after, who does he go after? Bill Clinton and Larry Summers. He doesn't mention Bill Gates.
Yeah.
because
Well,
Gates
it's funny
is
too.
now in
I
line.
was listening to Tara Palmieri's interview with someone, and they were saying how the girl she was interviewing, the only time she ever received a cease and desist was from Bill Gates when she mentioned anything about it. And she's like, I wasn't even known back then. So, like, he must scrub his info and attack any little thing that comes up with Bill Gates.
That's
Yeah,
what they
no.
do, right? You get that much money. The first thing you do is you threaten somebody. We've been on the receiving end of it. That man in front of you right there, Lev Parnas, has gone to jail for it. So fucking his whole family got swatted. The second part of your question was about the EU and what was in the NSS. I think you're seeing that response. And Lev, I'll pass this over to you and I'll kind of give my thoughts. The national security strategy was effectively a breakup letter with the democratic world and every single one of America's allies for the past 100 years. It was, I'm joining Russia, make peace with them, be friends with me, because we're going to treat everything like a vassal state of the United States, and basically go fuck yourself is what was in the NSS document. That didn't just send a charge through the European Union. Conversation I had with my friend, Danish intelligence officer, former UN Security Council member, Jacob Karsbo, who's on the show for an intelligence briefing from time to time. He said that absolutely didn't just send a shockwave into the EU, specifically the democratic countries. It gave them resolve, which is why you saw yesterday the finality of the permanent freezing of $210 billion. I love that smile, of Russian assets to give to Ukraine for their war effort for 26 and 27, which was an incredible, moment in time for Ukraine and an incredible moment in time for the EU, who's finally growing up along with Canada. That's a whole other story. But the one thing that I think everybody needs to pay attention to is this threat from Ursula von der Leyen, who's the president of the EU, to sell off $2.43 trillion in U.S. Treasury bonds. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's
I
yeah, that's a big one. And hopefully, I mean, listen, I'm for America. I love America, but this is not about this is, and unfortunately
Bigger
this is
than
what
us.
we talk about. Yeah, it's bigger than us, and that's why unfortunately I say, and I hate sugar, and I say I'm never going to sugarcoat, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. But it's going to get better, and that's the most important thing we need to understand, that even if it gets worse, even if we prices go up and things go, what's it called, we're in a war. I mean, just like Ukraine is fighting there, and we're talking about, we're in a war just like you are in Canada. I mean, well,
dude, I'll tell you what, that's exactly.
You never thought you're going to wake up and
No.
think that America is going to be your enemy. You're going to be in.
And I'd be happy to pay more for products just because I was
right.
sticking up for my country, and I knew it was going to hurt, and we knew inflation was going to cause a problem. But if we bought Canadian, if we decided to onshore Canadian, sure, the pain would be something, but still rooting for America. That's why we're doing what we're doing with the boycott. That's why we've decided to become so insulated. To your point, yeah, you never thought we'd have this conversation, did you? Right?
You never. If I would have told you this, that's what I say to you. A lot of what we're going through right now, and a lot of you are part of with us, it's history. Because just think about how this will be described 100 years from now, 50 years from now, 20. Because this is probably one of the most important parts of American world history. Because just like we had the revolution, just like we had World War I, II, this is our World War III. It's not being fought maybe, but the whole world is at war right now, in different parts. You have a far right movement that's being pushed upon all over the world, and the leader of that movement is Donald Trump, and he's just the face. But the people behind it are Stephen Miller, Russell Vought, the people of Project 2025. They're actually trying to push this onto the whole world instead of just the United States. Stephanie, I want to thank you so much. I'm glad we were able to get you up here. I have
one quick side question here. I got both my Voice from Ukraine sweatshirt and my Lev Remembers, and I think that you should make a combo shirt that's like half and half, so I don't have to choose between the two when we do our
I
protest.
love you. Let's do it. Any ideas, send it to us. We're good. Whatever ideas you guys have for T-shirts or for hats or any of that, I love it. Great idea. I want to make some right now. Enough is enough. So we wear shirts, supporting women. Also, maybe stuff like that. But any ideas, love it. Stuff. Just put it in your part of our Proton email, and we'll get to work. But definitely great ideas. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting.
Steph,
Thank
so
you
nice to
both
meet
for
you in
having me.
Wisconsin. Yes, thank you.
And, if it gets real worse here, I do have my passport. If you want to sponsor me to come to Canada, I'm right by the Canada border. We're good.
Well, no,
Do you know how
I
many?
promise you.
Do you know how many requests I get from people
I'm
to
sure
come
you
to
get 'em
Canada?
daily.
Oh my God. Like yesterday, I got one from a buddy of mine who runs a site called The Intellectualist. Really, really smart guy. He's like, things are getting pretty hairy down here. And then David Packman was like, I need to go to Canada. And then, so listen, I'm going to put you on my list of people that I would happily sponsor, although it is a difficult process and you need to be some kind of chemical engineer or something, or a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not either of those.
Go back to school. We'll
I
get
can
you
be
into
trained
Canada.
on anything.
Well,
Okay.
I'll give both of you some good news. You know what? We're not going to allow them to take our country.
There you go.
We're gonna kick them out. So we're gonna get back to our friendly relationship here. So that's part of what we're going to do. Steph,
Yeah.
great day.
Thank
Have a wonderful
you.
weekend. Thank you for coming, and give Ben a kiss from us. We love him.
Will do.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, Steph. Steph from Wisconsin. It's a great part of Coffee and Dean with Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. Coffee and Dean. Just Coffee and Dean.
I like Coffee and Dean.
Dude, that's if you don't show up, it's just that's what we're gonna name it.
I just want
Coffee
to
and
say
Dean.
to you, I really take the coffee and tea really personally. So I drink tea, as you know, that's my tea. But before I start my tea, my wife got me on this regimen. She gets me a cup of coffee. So I actually have coffee and then I have tea. So I have coffee and tea with Dean. You see how I
dude, it's my favorite hour and a half to 2 hours every week. I get a chance to sit down with my very dear friend, talk about democracy, stand up for democracy. I need everybody to hit that Chiron at the top. If you're one of my subscribers, you need to be a subscriber to my friend Lev Parnas at Lev Remembers. Yeah, do the same thing. Give us both a follow. Yeah.
Cross-pollination is number one thing. It's free. Everybody, you build, it's algorithms. We're all learning, folks. We need the algorithms. The more hearts we smash, the more comments you put in, the more likes you do, all of that type of stuff, it makes our message go louder. So for the last 10 minutes of the show, we're going to do a few questions, Dean. If you have some few questions from people up there that
I've got a couple here.
And then I'm going to give you guys an update on where we're at, where we're going, and then we're going to have a wonderful weekend. You guys, I hope, will, but me and Dean still have a lot of work to do because there's breaking news all over the place. So
let's stay with it.
We'll be ready again. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I'm going to try and get to a Christmas party this evening, but I have a feeling I won't be there long because this just doesn't end. Quick question. This is for Lev. Hey, Dean, can you please ask Lev how he hooked up with Malcolm Nance and Michael Cohen? As I understand it, Lev tried to sell Michael Cohen out, which is why he was arrested. I find it interesting that they're pals. That's a great question.
Yeah. So first of all, I never try to sell Michael Cohen out. If anything, Michael Cohen tried to sell me out. Let's start off with there. Second of all, a great question. I know Michael Cohen for many, many years. I actually know more about Michael Cohen. I was the hitman on Michael Cohen. That's who Rudy Giuliani and Trump put me on. When Michael Cohen fell out of their good graces, I'm the one that went after Michael Cohen. And
what do they tell you to do? When they say go after Michael Cohen, what is that? What does that look like?
Get all the dirt possible on him. They wanted me. I'm the one that I'm the one that got the picture of Cohen and Sharpton sitting together when he met with Sharpton when nobody even knew. I took the picture of him, sent it to Trump, and when I showed it to Cohen, Michael almost had a heart attack. 5 years later, he's like, "It was you." I was like, "It was me." It was like it was me. And so but look,
hold it. Get backstory. Were you hiding behind a lamppost? Did you have a hat on?
You know what? I'm going to show you guys the picture. Fuck it. I'm going to show you the infamous picture that blew Michael Cohen's whole life up because of he was meeting. It was so crazy how life works. I never stayed at the Lowe's Hotel or whatever hotel that was. And for some reason, my secretary booked me at that hotel. That hotel happened to be the hotel Michael Cohen was living at the time. And downstairs in the private part is where he was meeting with Al Sharpton, discussing how he was going to go against Trump. This is before Trump even knew that he was going to flip. This is how Trump found out that Michael Cohen was with Sharpton and all of them trying to what's it called? Hold on.
Trying to undo Donald Trump. Trying to get Donald Trump. And so you're in the same hotel. You're in the same. See, this is the thing. Is if you've watched Unleashed with you and Michael and Malcolm, you guys are best of friends. And there's that little backstory there not a lot of people know, is that you were the person that started the investigation into Michael Cohen. You were the gumshoe that was taking pictures of Michael Cohen. And I knew that you were involved in the process of bringing Michael Cohen out of that circle of trust. I just didn't know that you were hiding behind a lamppost with a camera.
I wasn't even hiding at a lamppost. I was going downstairs. It's so crazy how life works. I was going downstairs to my car, and then I just went to the bathroom or something, and I went and I saw there was this private area, some guy sitting there, and I just curiosity, I took a look, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Michael Cohen sitting with Al Sharpton having a conversation. That's what I'm saying to you. You can't even make it up. Hold on, let me see where this is. I gotta send you guys this.
I think it's so New York that he forgave you for that.
Well, he didn't forgive me for I should forgive him for a lot of shit. So let's not even go. He's the one that should be, you know.
Hey, I fucked you, you fucked me. Let's just be friends now.
I don't, I don't look at it like that. I was part of the cult. He was part, and he turned, and he was at the time arch enemy number one. And it's part of, just to show you of how Trump and how the mindset works, of how when somebody turns, you got to take him down. You got to give him all the nastiness, the dirtiest. Oh, while we're looking at this, I'll show you some pictures. This is me and Ivanka and Jared in one of our at the White House. We were having a little powwow about This is about cannabis. We were having a meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is an interesting one. While I'm scrolling, this is Rudy Giuliani, Godfather, when he was holding my son Nathan.
Okay.
And this is okay. By the way, this is his assistant / mistress that
Oh, that was the mistress that you showed me a picture of, that he has maintained he's never had a relationship with him and sucking face a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Are they still an item? Are they still a thing?
Oh, somebody sent me this. Somebody sent me this. I'll play it with you guys. Funny. Hold on. Hold on a second. We'll see this. Where is that? I forgot what month that was. If you could remind me the month, because I got so many pictures.
I don't know that I'm going to be any help reminding you of the month.
Of the month where when Michael Cohen's whole thing went down. You want to see? I got a great one. I can't find that one, but I'm going to leave you guys off on a great one. Do you have you got a question? I'm going to show you a little great clip. Oh, a little bit. So I got to take the earplugs off. This is really. Put these in.
God, I love this part of the show. Every week. Yeah. I could hear
you. 14 special for you. This is.
Who's on that?
Look at the pool.
You're on a boat?
Well, this is the mega. This is the inner circle of the looking.
Who do I got on the right? Who's on the right and right? What's that?
You know who the guy singing is, right?
No.
What's his name? The thing. What's his name? Fuck. I'm getting off. So, what's his name? What's his name? Oh my God.
Oh, there's Rudy. He looks great. is that guy? Why do I know his name? Is that's not
He's famous. I can't. Not
Frankie
Piscopo.
Avalon?
Not
No.
Joe Piscopo. Oh, it's Piscopo. It is Piscopo.
Yeah, that's Joe Piscopo.
Piscopo.
Yeah.
It is. It's Piscopo. That's right. This was the Venezuela group. This Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo was part of the Venezuela group. Is that?
No, he didn't know about it, but the guys on the boat will go over later. Like so, this guy right here is the owner of the what's it called? Oh, I can't go into. I'll go into some of this stuff later. My wife is like right. She's like, you go. But
you know what we need to do? I need to come down there with a camera crew, and we need to put a couple of your phones on a table. We need to focus a couple of cameras on the phones. And you and I need to do a deep dive into the memory bank of Lev Parnas and different experiences that you've had. Because every time we get to this portion of coffee and tea with Lev and Dean, I'm like, I wonder what picture he's going to show us that will blow someone's life up in Washington today.
I want to show you something, and then we're going to end off on this.
I love it. What do you got?
Hold on, bear with me.
I just think it's cool you're hanging around with Joe Piscopo.
Yeah. Hold on, I want to show you something. This also never before seen, but I'm only going to show you a little clip because this is going into a documentary soon. They'll kill me if I show all of it. But this is the reason why I want to share this with you guys is because it's exactly a year ago today that we were in the White House when I got sent to Ukraine by Donald Trump to start going into the Bidens and stuff. It was December 2018 at a Hanukkah party. But this is a part of never before seen video of when we were in the Red Room. This is the Red Room in the White House with me, Rudy, when Trump came in there and
Sleep quiet. Yeah. Why do you have the meeting in the office today? I had to. No, I had to do it. Because of the schedule, I had to do it. And it was nothing sensitive. But for the 6 veterans, at least 2 major sitting rooms, private dining room, 2 hours.
So you hear that's Rudy in the background talking about how he had to meet him, give him private information. What's it called? But there's some things here that I can't go into right now, but that is gonna come out soon, very soon. I can promise you.
Dude, I just appreciate the Easter eggs, right? Like there you go. Oh yeah.
Watch this. Look at this. So this is when Trump was entering. Oh, this is a good one. This is okay. So this is a good one. This is when Trump is entering. Look who he stops to give a hug to over there at the end.
Yeah, who's that? Yeah, who was that?
That was me.
That was you. Oh, it's hard to see from there. But dude, I thought he never met you.
This is the way. No, I sometimes pick this phone. I tell you honestly, like when the FBI took it, like if it wasn't for my wife, God bless her soul, we would never have any of this. She somehow backed up all my stuff into the iCloud, which nobody knew because when the FBI took my phone, they erased everything. They gave me back my shit, just so you guys, erased everything. I couldn't get it. They erased my iCloud. So when I got my stuff back, if it wasn't for her, I would have nothing.
Do they know that you have all that? Obviously they do now because you're showing everybody. Yeah. Okay. Well, they shit their goddamn pants.
Well, that's why they took the approach pretending like not to put any light on it. But
yeah.
Anyway, folks, this was a special 2-hour Dean and Lev coffee with Dean and Lev. I want to thank all of you. We have over 2,000 people that have joined us that spent your Saturday with us.
3,500, dude. 3,500. Yeah.
We have. I want to make sure that you guys share this. If you came in late, we're gonna put it out there. Definitely share it with everybody far and wide. quick update. If you could post, Ludmila or anybody up there, post GoFundMe for our movement because it's important. Just want to give you guys an update. We have found a group. We not only are we organizing the grassroots at lev.pttp.proton.me, but we also are going to retain the group that we need to be able to take the next step forward. We need so phase one, we need to reach $150,000 as quick as possible, folks. We're about at 60 something thousand now, which is incredible. It's I want to thank all of you for doing that. But right now, if you can, we need to go a little extra further. We need to get a little extra more. Whatever you can. If you can't, share it with every platform. Dean, if you could maybe write a letter and maybe put the GoFundMe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, because we have about, I'd like to get before the holidays, I'd like to retain them because there's a lot of work to putting the infrastructure together. So this way we could go to phase two. Phase two is when we hit the streets, when I go out there and we start going out there and actually doing the work. So it's the holiday season's here. I know it's tough. A lot of things are going on, but I just want to say thank you to all of you, to our family here, because we are truly have become a family. Not only a movement of resistance, but a family, because I see it in the chats, how not only the love that's poured out towards us, but towards each other, how people are in this community are starting to meet each other in the chat rooms, in the volunteer rooms, in the lives, and that's what it's about. Because you know what? Together we are making history, folks. All of us together. So I want to say God bless each and every one of you. I want to thank you for joining us. I want you to continue doing the work you do. Dean, take us out, brother.
Appreciate you. As always, everybody, don't walk, run. Subscribe to Lev Remembers. No one is doing a more unbelievably decent moral job trying to inform everybody about the stakes. The stakes are the United States of America. The stakes is democracy in your beautiful country that Canada wants back. That's why we do it. It's a cross-border effort. We love our American friends. We love us some Lev Parnas, so please go and subscribe. No one tells stories like Lev. No one telegraphs like Lev. No one works sources like Lev. He breaks news before anybody else does, sometimes months before anybody else does. He hasn't been wrong yet. So please go and subscribe. And if you got a minute, go to deanblundell.substack.com. We'd love to have you there as well, free or paid. Just so grateful that we could get our brands together and give you a voice and have you drive this content, have you drive these conversations, that we can connect with you and talk to you. I say this all the time, and I'm never going to get sick of saying it. The reason why we here is because we are you. We are one and the same. We are looking for the same result, and that is we want America back, and we're going to get it. So thank you all for joining us for Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share, and don't forget to hit those GoFundMes, not just for Ukraine, but for the project to get Lev on the road so he can go and rattle some chains. Both of those are in the comments. We'll be putting it in our links in the bio as well. So we'll be posting this a little later on. But thank you all for joining us. God, we love you. Thanks, Lev. Great to see you, my friend. Love you, pal. I'll talk to you soon.
I love you, brother. Go spend some time with the family. And
I will.
This week, Hanukkah starting. So for those of you celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, my friends.
For Christmas, the Merry Christmas, and happy Kwanzaa, and everything we celebrate. So God bless all of you. Happy holidays, folks. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.